Okay, what is going on, guys? My name is Keith Mulvaney. Thank you for checking out my YouTube video again. If you guys have any questions you'd like to have answered in my podcast, which is what is recording right here, it's Millennials on Money, and also my YouTube channel, which I'm assuming you guys are watching on, go over to my Instagram and ask me some questions. Comment, DM, whatever you want. I will answer every single one of those questions. I'll bring them onto my YouTube channel and podcast, and also answer them just within my comments or DM as well. So, jumping right into today's topic, what I want to talk about is, what to take advantage of when you are a new realtor. So, I never had anybody tell me, three exact things I need to take advantage of being a new realtor. I had to figure that out for myself. And there are, I would have to say, two major things I would say to take advantage of, and then also one thing to keep an extremely close eye on. So, jumping right into the first two things to take advantage of. Number one being is, at least in my office, we have monthly sales meetings. During those monthly sales meetings, I have noticed all the top agents are actually in the office. For some reason, the top agents in my office are never there. I feel they're probably out showing homes or, at listing appointments, whatever it may be. But the only time that they're guaranteed to be in the office is during the monthly sales meeting. So I take advantage of that time, and that is when I go around and ask all the top agents any questions I have. If I have any questions that I want to have answered, I don't go to a person, an agent who's doing the least amount of volume. I want to go to the top and speak to the people who are doing the most volume and have the most sales each and every year. So I take advantage of that time. I think about 10 questions, or I think of about 10 questions, and I pin them in a corner. I do whatever I got to do. I approach them if they're in the middle of a conversation, and I just try to join in, and then eventually kind of, start asking them questions. I try to get as much information as quick as possible, because after that sales meeting's over, they're typically only hanging out there for about 5 or 10 minutes and they're gone. And I try to at least speak to a few different people. So that's one thing to take advantage of. Take advantage of speaking to the top agents in your office whenever you get the chance. Have some questions prepared, so whenever you do get the opportunity to speak to them, take advantage of it. Pick their brain, get as much information from that one little chat as possible. So you got to be prepared. So the second thing I would say to take advantage of whenever you are a new agent is open houses. So, more experienced agents, they never want to do their own open houses. They always ask, new agents to host the open houses for them. So people kind of see them as being, tedious and you don't really get much from them. But when you're a new agent, there's nothing that's going to hold you back, at an open house. It's all just progression. They can only help you. So, for example, of being a new agent, how it can help you is, for one, you can potentially get clients. People who are looking for homes, come to open houses. You know what I mean? So you could potentially get a client, make a sale, whatever it is. You could potentially make some money from somebody walking into an open house. But it doesn't really happen too often. Don't get me wrong, every once in a while, you have somebody come into an open house who's serious and really wants the house, or is really looking to buy a home or even sell their home, whatever it may be. But guaranteed that you're going to get, something you are guaranteed to get from an open house is simply just speaking to new people. When people walk in the door, whether they're just looking for the fun of it, if they're just a neighbor coming over for the free cookie, you still get the chance to speak to somebody that you are not comfortable speaking to. And that is the number one most important thing to master when you are a real estate agent, is being able to speak to people confidently, and also being able to approach them, whenever you're uncomfortable. So hosting an open house, that is by far the most important, what's the word I'm looking for? The most beneficial thing you're going to get from an open house is, just learning to speak to people, being able to meet new people, and just, being able to get over being uncomfortable whenever you're approaching somebody new. And then, of course, don't get me wrong, there's a chance where you might get a potential client from that as well. So open houses are definitely win-wins, and I highly recommend hosting open houses, as many as possible. And all the experienced agents, they always have a whole bunch of listings that they do not want to host open houses for every single Sunday. But if you're a new agent, jump right on it and do the open houses every single Sunday, do an open house. You are not going to be hurt by an open house. The only thing it will do for you is help you. It'll help you, learn to approach people and help, you not be so uncomfortable whenever you're speaking to somebody new, potentially get a client as well. So now talking about one thing to take advantage of is, not many people really take advantage of this at all, at least that I know of, at least in my office, nobody does, is your emails. So at my office, I get probably 50 emails a day. I believe there's about 120 agents in my office, very big office. I'm in an extremely, growing area for agents, very, very popular. And so I get about 50 emails a day, just random emails. And I noticed I even got into the habit for a while where I would just I wouldn't pay any attention to them unless it was coming from somebody important. But even just like if it came from another agent and it was like a mass group message, I would just look over. I wouldn't even really pay any attention to it. I would just throw it into a folder and let it sit and come back to it. But what I have noticed is 99% of agents do that, but every once in a while there is a diamond in those emails. Literally, there is a potential, like for example, somebody last night emailed me and said, hey, I have a listing that I can't do right now. I would like to refer it to somebody. This was in a group message, and it was for a piece of land, and he didn't want a commission, he didn't want a referral fee or anything. He just wanted to give it away because he did not have time to do it. And what did I do? I kind of put it off to the side. I was too busy. I was actually filming a video for yesterday, and I missed the opportunity. Somebody else who was in the group message, who was paying attention to their email and prioritized their emails, jumped on it, got a free listing for absolutely doing nothing. Do you want a listing for absolutely doing nothing? I do. I would love a listing for just, for somebody just to shoot me over an email and say, hey, this person is going to be your client, sell their land. I would absolutely love that, and I missed the opportunity simply because I wasn't prioritizing my email. So always prioritize your emails. There are literally some gems hidden in there every once in a while, and if you do not prioritize them, then the people who do will snatch it up real quick. So that is one thing that I recommend really paying attention to. Of course, there's so many more I could get into, but just for the sake of this video, that is the only one I'm going to touch on. And then also, the two things to really take advantage of are open houses, and then also times when, like for example, monthly sales meetings, when all the top agents come to the office, or whether it's brokers open, agent open, whatever it is. If there's a time when all the top agents are getting together, then take advantage of that as well. Ask them as many questions as possible and pick their brains. Know what they know, learn what they know, do what you have to do to get as much information from them as possible. So that is everything that I have for you for right now. Like I said, go over to my Instagram at Keith Mulvaney. Ask me some questions. I want to do Q&As. I want to, have some more topics to talk about with you guys, because it's very easy to run out of things to talk about on YouTube, and also for my podcast, Millennials on Money. Thank you for checking out this video. Again, don't forget my Instagram at Keith Mulvaney, or my Facebook, Keith Mulvaney Real Estate. Thank you guys very much.